Just on the record, what can you tell people about how the last few months have been for you and how you are doing?
Yeah. I mean, I knew the journey was going to be a little bit long, and I think I have an incredible staff. So, season was amazing because I had a routine, and you have the team, and then you get into the summer, and you've got a little bit of recruiting, and your routine kind of goes up and down. So, I think Travis and Troy getting out on the recruiting trail was awesome to be able to help them a little bit, but they definitely helped me out, and it's been good. I got one more round to go, and then some testing, and so hopefully by the end of this fall we've kicked it in the butt and ready to move on for season.
What's the benefits of an international trip, especially with a team that will have so many new pieces coming in?
Yeah, I think that was the whole mindset is when you have 9 newbies coming in, we really pride ourselves in the connection piece, and this is a really good opportunity. We wanted to do an international trip for a long time, and it just happened to fall on this opportunity right now with the 9 freshmen. So, getting a shared experience is incredible, something other than softball. And, we'll play over there. We'll do some clinics over there, but we'll get to have the opportunity to explore and do some things together too. So, just getting to know each other, pay the dividends for this year, next year, the years after, So, just really excited about getting to know the people that are part of the program.
So what can you share about your itinerary while you're over there?
So busy itinerary. I mean, when you're going to go, you might as well take advantage of every day. So, we're going to do some team stuff, obviously some tourist and exploring stuff. We'll go down to Paris, go through the Channel, go down to Paris, spend some time, just, doing some tea, and we're going to go to a theater, some things that you probably wouldn't normally do. We're going to try to do, and we're grateful for, our Dugout Club members that, have given us this opportunity to be able to do this. So, I think that, just, enjoying London. We're going to get outside of London too. I think that's important. If one to know the city, it's one to know outside the city too. So we're going to do some quintessential stuff, outside of London. And, we're going to meet some Florida State alumni over there that are living over there. We're just really getting after every piece we can, as a team.
In terms of actual softball, you said you're going to be practicing a bit. Are you actually playing over there as well?
We'll play. Yeah, we're going to do an exhibition game with the London Mets club. We're going to do a clinic in the morning for them, from young ages to older ages, and then we'll play a little all-star game at the end of it. Yeah.
The prep leading up to the trip, how much does that help this team kind of get ahead of the ball versus what normal years are like?
Yeah, again, I would say these 9 freshmen have really been committed. They've been communicating with each other already, so they have really special relationships. Now it's a relationship with us and the current team. So, I think for us, we get to, cheat the system a little bit and spend, 4 or 5 days together here before we head over together, across the pond, they say. So, I think comfort, getting to know people, I think that's going to be really important for these rookies to come in. I think the narrative on our side is this is a really driven, passionate group coming in, and they came here to win a championship. And if there's anything that we can move forward on is building relationships so they're comfortable to get after their skill sets when they get here in the fall, it's going to be really important for us. And, we knew that we had that in this group, the skill sets. And so we just wanted to take a couple of weeks to really kind of jumpstart that process and that comfortability of here at Florida State. They're already working out in the cages on their own. They're doing all their own things on their own already. So, which is pretty awesome to see. And, that's what it takes to get to the level that we want to be at.
What's it been like a month and a half since you guys kind of broke for the summer?
Yeah.
Just how has it been to kind of get the band back together?
Yeah. I think it's hard to say a disappointing end of the season. I mean, it was such an incredible season, and we had such amazing upperclassmen that, graduated, and you just want more for them, as a coach. And Nigeria obviously did a really good job, and Texas Tech did a really good job, and they're in the championship game. And, sometimes it's just hard, the pill to swallow, but our game has really grown and is become just, super challenging to get to the World Series, Championship Series. And, so I was very proud of our super regional run, but, we want to get past those humps, and we want to push past those humps. So, just a little time. You got to get time away. You got to really let it sink. What can we do better as we move forward? what can we bestow on this team right now that can help them move forward. And, I think as a staff, we continue to talk about that in a month and a half. We're on the recruiting trail and getting after it.
As you work towards this season and building a roster for this season, the amount of retention you had plus a really large freshman group that you seem super excited about, how much did that play a role into not pushing into the portal much at all and ultimately not taking anyone from the portal?
I think the portal and NIL and rev share, it's all new, and it's all on the horizon. Everyone's trying to figure it out. And, I think as a coaching staff, when we sat down, we knew that we had talented people coming in here as freshmen, and we wanted to give them the chance to grow and give their opportunities. And so with the returners that we have and the experience and the talent, I think it was really important for us to make sure that we gave those opportunities, which is part of this trip too at the same time. So sitting down and talking it through, I think we want to let the dust settle in the NIL and the rev share world and kind of see how things, pan out in that side of it. But then on the other side, allow these kids to come in and grow and not stunt their growth, give them the opportunity, because we truly believe in their athleticism and their ability to come here and make an impact.
Following up on that, to see the freshman contributions you guys had last year, Jazzy to name one, what kind of, what do you rely on with them to kind of help this incoming class to show, have them, to show them what they can kind of do this year?
I think the one thing is when you get past your freshman year, you realize that that was one of your 4 years. So sometimes you come in as a freshman, you're like, oh, it's my freshman year, let me see what it's like, versus I get one of, 4 years to get after it. So, when you talk to Jay or some of them, I don't want to take for granted this first year, and I want to make sure I can get everything out of it I can and give everything to it I can. And so I think that's the mindset as the returners is don't come in here as a freshman and let us lead the way, be you and get after being you and push us so we can be the best we can be.
Does it feel like it's just a more sustainable or holistic approach for you to recruit freshmen and not chase transfers? Because in this sort of market, it just feels like if you get a freshman on campus, you can commit to them, they can commit to you, and they're probably more likely to stick around. You don't have to bend through a whole bunch of hoops to keep them around.
Yeah, just the landscape's changing, and, I think our culture is a little bit different. Our kids do stay around, and we're very proud, of that, retention rate for our side of it. We've had incredible transfers here, and they've done incredible things for us. So I think in the past we've recruited kids that have gone other places and then ended up going in the portal, and we knew who they were and what they were about. So it was kind of an easy transition on the transfer side of it, where nowadays it's a little bit different because it goes into a little bit of the sharing and the money pieces and those opportunities. And so I don't think it's a bad thing by any means. I just think that we wanted to make sure that we wrapped our minds around how we want to move forward with our culture and balancing our culture and our program, but then still giving these 9 kids the opportunity to grow.
We're only a few days away from the start of August 1st and this whole thing. In terms of nationally, it feels like the rules are still ambiguous. What's the communication like, at least with people at Moore, in terms of what they're going to be able to offer you guys for the revenue share component?
I think that's, Michael Alford's a pretty credible leader for us, and he's been on the front lines of trying to make sure to do the best for the game and for Florida State and for the athletic department. And so, I think he's very communicative on that side, and we all understand the big picture of what, basketball and football bring in the rev share department and, kind of how they tier that, but then where does women's sports fit? Where do other things fit? And so I think he's very supportive of our growth and, and scholarship increases and roster limits and those kind of things. So, we're in a really good position, and to me, it is a very collaborative year by year. You go in and you're talking okay, there's this kid, and he's not going to look, he doesn't put us in, a bucket. He's going to look at how we can do the best for our programs, and he's very well receptive to that.
Thanks, Lonnie.
Thank you guys.
Enjoy the trip.